Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Even in a recession, there's plenty of money. Now, there's all this talk about recession, and of course, we're hearing about layoffs, a white collar recession and everything. Understand something, you gotta have the mindset that money's still around. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, one thing I'm seeing with that whole recession thing is all some goofy doing. As my dear departed grandmother would say, a bunch of goofy doing. Because a lot of times it's whether or not certain corporations are making money. But depending on your business, you can always make money. And depending on what you do for a living. This is one thing I noticed, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, back in, first time I was working retail, it was back during the Great Recession. My salary actually increased. And they had a layoff where I was, but they made the general manager made a point of keeping up with me. And I was going through some stuff on a personal basis. They had to miss some time at work, but he held it out. It actually increased the amount of money and responsibility. Look, the money is still there. It's just a question if you can get it. And that gets open to what I was talking, that ties into what I was saying yesterday. You just have to have a bucket for it. You got to open those floodgates for it. But there's always money. And there's always going to be money flowing because people are always going to need stuff. I don't care. People can talk about, this, like some tech companies and stuff. A lot of tech companies laying off and everything. You notice the major grocery store chains, they're expanding and everything. You know why? People still eating. You got restaurants building up. People still eating. Shout out the Equalizer if he happens to catch this. He does webinars for my private group. He was talking about, products for women. You notice they're not complaining. They still gonna need tampons, And as long as they're babies, they're gonna need diapers, People still, there's a bunch of staples. I've talked about that before. If you are selling a product or providing a service that people are going to want or need no matter what, you're going to make money. Now, are you going to make millions and billions, which a lot of what's going on now is talking about? Probably not. But you don't need to. You don't need to. Let's be real, though. The average person, if they're making, for one, 90% of the population isn't making six figures. However you want to say gross or net, whatever, preferably net. Okay, the average, most people ain't making it. If you got a business and you making that much money, you doing good. Or if you in a job and you still there, boom, there's still money around. Because see, money isn't a physical thing. Yeah, you got physical representations of it with coins and these little dollar bills, these little, painted dollars with all these numbers and symbols on it and everything. But it's still an idea because just as much, for example, and this is basic, when I pay my bills, I don't pay cash. I just punch in some numbers. So what does that mean? Money is an idea. The currency is all around. It's just what we use to represent that idea. There's plenty of that around for the simple reason, as I always say, people still need services. People still got to eat. Like I say, the grocery stores aren't complaining. And even when you get some of these restaurant chains going out of business, it's just, if you really look at it, they selling burgers. The ones still around selling better burgers. People still going to eat. You just got to have the right product. You can't go by, try to look at the bigger picture, what's happening. That's one thing, and don't get caught up in what the economists are saying. It's just a matter of what it is. Now, say that you have a business that's in some type of niche. Some type of niche. It could be anything. That might be expanding. I don't know. I'll give you an example, yoga. Yoga, that's real big. I mean, you got a bunch of yoga studios, products, teachers, everything. And as it expands, it might not notice anything as long as you got enough people to support all of that. It could be small. It could be comic books, the comic book industry and stuff. My local comic book store had to expand and stuff, expand space. People still making them. People still buying them. Whatever it is. See, understand something. Even if they say recession, it's just a matter of what you're doing for a living. Like I said, and like the big reset, the Great Recession, or or was it what they call it? Having a brain fart. The last big recession, and then even smaller recessions. I was like, every single time, the amount of money I had in my hands always expanded. Every single time. Because people still spending money. People still spending money. In fact, one big issue now is people want just more money to spend. All these people want these, they say living wages, all that. Half of it is they just want more money to spend on other stuff. If you selling that stuff, you're going to be okay. Oh, location too. So there's stuff. And you got to have that mindset. Okay, what do people want? No matter what. Or if you're on a job, say you get laid off. Okay, what are people doing? What are they still working on? Restaurants still got hiring people, grocery stores, the food industry, period. Anything dealing with that is still good. Heck, you can be an urban farmer. The earth hasn't stopped growing food. So what y'all think about that? You got some farms out there, shoot, they making money, be hitting the farmers markets or wherever, maybe dealing with some local stores. You got local stores that just deal with farms. The earth hasn't stopped growing food. As long as you growing that food, because I actually know a few farmers. They not even major. They making money strictly on farming though. And they just sell this stuff because you know what? People still going to eat that food. People still going to come there. Shoot, you got fruits, vegetables, all that. People still going to eat it. People still going to buy it. You got to think about that. So there's plenty of money out there. It's just a question of what's it being spent on, what's it being used for. Don't get too caught up in what's happening with these big corps, because a lot of that is stocks and paying some overpaid like executives and stuff. People say, oh, my stock isn't worth that much. Oh, it's dangerous. It's like, oh, well, I'm selling this product. I'm just taking $20 straight away. So what y'all think about that, all right? So until next time, let's go make that money.